This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Don't shake your body.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out, y'all.
This movie, Boyz In Da Hood, the United States Library of Congress had to be deemed it culturally significant and selected it for preservation in the National Film Registry. Mm-hmm. One of the most groundbreaking films of its time. To this day, you could watch this movie like you're watching it for the very first time.
Absolutely.
Boyz In Da Hood, which launched so many different careers from one piece. And if it wasn't for the man sitting right here, we wouldn't be talking about that film today. Higher Learning, Poetic Justice, Four Brothers. The list goes on and on and on. And now we're going to be talking about his new project, Rebel. The one and only John Singleton is here.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Oh,
Good
man.
to be here.
Man, how you been?
I'm good, man. Good to see you. Been a long time.
Good to see you as well, man. Congratulations with Rebel.
Thank you.
That's a BET series.
Yeah.
And it's based in Oakland.
Based in Oakland. It's like a detective thriller in Oakland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's like Shaft with her sister. Instead of putting boots in their ass, she putting pumps in their ass.
She putting pumps in their ass, man.
Pumping them in different ways, their feet and boom.
Bong, 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 bong. Rebel, she was a former police officer?
Yeah, you have to watch the movie
Okay.
that I directed, but she starts out as a police officer and becomes a private eye.
Why'd you decide to put it in Oakland?
Because it's like I figured the Bay is one of those places that hasn't been exploited really at all on film in terms of black people. And it's funny because this is the first thing that I'm going to do in the Bay. There's some other stuff I'm going to do. I can't even talk about it here but right now. But it just, there's something about the Bay. It's funny, I didn't even remember that you was from the Bay until you just told me, right? And it's like there's a whole other thing of blackness up there. You know, I remember when I first started like interested in making movies and everything, the first job that I got was a dude. It was a drug dealer. And you remember this dude? He wasn't a good rapper. He called himself Morocco Mo.
Morocco Mo, yeah.
Do you know that name? He's a preacher now. I mean, he's probably going to
He was
call
an independent rapper, yeah.
But dude gave me like a couple of G's to make his video. And we went up there took a van up there, got some equipment, and we was shooting with all these cats near the projects, and we were about to shoot everybody's, this, you know, when videos first started, and they was excited to be in a video, and I was like, wait, y'all ain't got no girls? What are girls? You know, it was next to a drive-in liquor store.
Was it in Oakland?
It was in Oakland.
Drive-in
It was a drive-in liquor, a drive-through liquor store.
Drive-through, yeah.
And they said, send somebody up. Dudes went up in the projects. These teenage girls came out. They was in all these outfits. I said, they can't wear that in the thing. They dropped and changed into these little outfits and stuff.
Just right
and they
there.
got in the scene and just started shaking.
Just like that.
That's Oakland.
That's Oakland, right?
And then, you know.
Yeah, you know, I was just, I literally just got off the plane today because I knew you was going to be on the show. And I was sitting talking with Daryl Lil D. Reed. You know who he is.
Yeah.
And he just did 22 years.
Wow. We mentioned him in the thing.
I was with him.
We mentioned Lil D. You will see when you see Rebel on BT. You will see we mentioned him. We mentioned Felix. We mentioned
Mitchell.
Lil D.
Yep. Felix Mitchell was his uncle. Just to put it in context, was his uncle.
Okay.
He moved a lot of heroin back in the day. He was killed in prison.
Ed Flowers.
And Flowers.
We talk about all that stuff on the show.
Wow.
And Flowers. These were all guys who were in the streets at that time, trying to make it however they could. Lil Daryl became like one of the biggest distributors of cocaine. Went to jail now, but here's the reverse though, John. Now what we're meeting about is how we're gonna reverse the effects of all that they did back then in the city of Oakland.
Yes.
You know, so it's good that you're putting the spotlight on Oakland.
Yeah.
This is a big deal, man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, John Singleton. We're going to come back. I want to open up the phone lines, man. I got to ask you about a bunch of these movies, man. 888-742-3345. You want to talk to them, give us a call. We're going to take you back to the town. Too Short? There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's John Singleton's new original scripted drama, Rebel, premiering when?
Tuesday.
That's right. 10
Tuesday.
10 p.m. on BET.
On BET.
You always have made films that have been socially significant and have given an inside lens to how we grow up in our communities. Was that always the agenda? You know?
No, it really wasn't. It was just like, I'm just doing what I'm interested in.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I'm a black man living in America. You know, you're gonna have that. You know, you don't have that kind of like that. Just like, you know, hey, everything's rosy kind of attitude. You know, you be a black man in America. You know, it's something for you at whatever level.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing what I'm interested in.
Okay.
Ice Cube, Common, LL, the casting of rappers, Method Man, who we love.
Yeah,
I mean,
Meth.
so happy for Meth, and to see his name in here in his all-star cast. What is it like? Because you know music, you know hip-hop, and what is it like taking a rapper and bringing him into your world and giving him direction and just watching him blossom, or her blossom in that way?
Well, everybody that I've worked with, they've always aspired to do other things in music to really expand their horizons. So I'm if you've seen any of my work, I've never worked with anybody that was just a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember when we did Boyz In Da Hood, the studio said, "We'll give you $1 million more if you put Crisscross in the movie."
Really?
In Boyz In Da Hood?
No, actually, no. It was in Poetic Justice because they had it
okay.
out. Yeah.
Oh,
And I
okay.
said no, because I don't do the fad thing. I was like, basically, I was working with people that I know that are friends of mine. You know, my folks, and you know, it's just like, you know, I'm just doing stuff that like with them as roles that are not necessarily who they are in their kind of like music persona.
Yeah.
Just having them explore different things as a talent. And pretty much everybody I work with has had a career.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I feel proud about, because there's a whole lot of people that made a little appearance in a movie and then you never saw them again or whatever.
Yeah.
For me, it's not about the hype. It's just about just really exploring some different things as artists.
And then there are a whole lot of people who went on to do great things, and one of them came by the show to talk about Boyz In Da Hood and you, and I'm talking about Laurence Fishburne.
Fish.
Yeah, Ice Cube's performance in Boyz In Da Hood is timeless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a perfect movie. So you know, pretty much everybody that's in it gives just flawless performances.
He said it was a perfect movie.
It's great. It's great.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Fish, man.
Yeah.
Fish, he's one of the first people I met in the business. I met him when I was a PA/security guard on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh, damn.
And it was-
on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
yeah, so,
But Lawrence was on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
yes. So I credit Paul Rubens, Pee-wee, for giving me my first job. It's the first job I ever had. And I saw him the first day I was working. I was like, wow, you know, like, you know, Larry Fishburne, you know, Larry did, you know. And he was like, hey, how you doing? Hey, you want some coffee? You want some donuts? I said, nah, man, I'm cool, you know. And he had just got back from doing School Days with Spike. Oh. You know what I mean? It was in 1987, I think. And we were just chopping it up and everything. And after a while, I said, hey, you know, I'm making movies, man. I'm in film school right now. Maybe I'm gonna watch you a movie one day. And he said, how old are you again? And I said, I'm 19, man. He said, and he was just like, go on, brother. He was always really encouraging to me.
Wow.
And he would see me around L.A. and like, you know, he had done 4 movies with Francis Coppola by then. Apocalypse Now he was in the jungle with Marlon Brando and Dennis Hopper and them dudes when he was 14.
Wow.
So he would see me with my folks at the African Marketplace and stuff, and I was still in film school, and he's like, you see this guy? This guy's going to be a good filmmaker one day. To my friends, he said, he's going to be better than Spike Lee. And they would go, oh, my God. Like,
Wow.
and this is way before Boyz In Da Hood. And I was like, yeah, you know, I got it like that.
Yes.
I know people's.
I'd
So,
love to bring you off. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
yeah.
I'd love to bring you into a conversation we were having earlier, because one of our most celebrated actresses, Nia Long, there's all these rumors that she's a diva on different sets. And so I'm curious, have you ever had to deal with a diva or divo? And for we have a lot of aspiring filmmakers. What do you think is the best way to handle a big-headed actor?
I mean, well, being a director, you got to be a jack of all trades anyway. You got to deal with different people's egos. You got different people who have emotional baggage. You got different people who are their ups and downs. So you got to, and everybody's got something different. So it's like, it depends on the person. You know what I mean? Like, I've dealt with the people who were established and people who weren't established. But it all depends on the person with me.
Okay. Plus, John from West Coast, they ain't gonna do too much.
I know exactly. That's what I'm like. We're not. When I'm working with people, no matter who it is, they know what they expect when I'm working with them. So I'm not like a nicey kind of like, hey, let's work this out. I'm like, you need to get your ass over here and get this shit done right now, right? And I'm firm. I'm like, hey, it's not about being, mean or whatever. I'm just trying to get what I'm going to do. So people kind of really respect that. So
straightforward.
It all depends on the production and it depends on the people involved and everything. I think that, with the thing with Empire, I haven't been following any of that stuff and everything, but you got you got two really high class vaginas between Taraji and Nia. So and it's Taraji's show, so
I need that on a t-shirt.
It's cooking.
Two high class.
This
So
vagina is high class.
this vagina and this vagina,
Yo, my vagina bigger than yours. Outclass your vagina. The vagina wars. That might be the next
Vagina
series.
war.
The vagina wars.
next.
Hey, John, I have a question.
Vagina wars.
So I have a question. You have been such an important storyteller for our culture and speak to really cultural pivotal moments. I'm just curious, with all that's going on in our society right now, do you feel the pressure to speak to what's happening to society versus reconciling just any creative things that you may want to do that has nothing to do with social issues?
No, I mean, I feel like I could just as well do something that's fantasy, that does not really topical, that's just like, that's kind of a narcotic to people not thinking, as well as I can do something that makes you think and entertain you. I'm not, when I'm doing stuff, it's like I'm not trying to get a message to people. I'm giving a mirror on the society. Like with Rebel, I knew even last year that there was a whole lot of people that wanted to have a hero, especially a black woman that could do stuff that they couldn't do. They could be like, you know what, that's a bad bitch. I wish I was like that, or I know somebody like that, or I want to give it to him like this. The first scene in the whole thing, I won't tell you, but she's like, goes and she's like whooping this white man's ass. Like he said, and the dude says, where's he at? She says, where's the dude at? And he's like, in the back with the rest of the Republicans. And then she goes, whoop this dude's ass. Like she's like, like she's about that life, So I feel like my success has always been being in tune with what's happening right now. And not doing it for the hype of it, just doing it because I'm doing what I want to see, what me and my friends and my people want to see. Like, and hopefully what I'm doing is what everybody else wants to see.
John Singleton has joined us. Rebels, the new series on BET tomorrow night, 10 p.m. We got JB from DC on the line. What up, JB?
JB.
What up, though?
What up, Phil?
What's up?
Oh, man, I got a two-part question for John. The first part is, what was your experience like? What was the experience like working and directing Tupac? And then two, what do you think about Ice Cube and how he's transformed into this mega movie mogul that he is now?
Good question.
That's good questions. It was great working with Pac. I'm sad because we only had a chance to work on one movie where, after that experience, we had a dozen films that we wanted to make, and then not just me directing him as actor, he had aspirations to actually direct himself, and we just had a really lot of plans. It's like, you have to imagine, what if Martin Scorsese, after Mean Streets or Taxi Driver, lost Robert De Niro?
Yeah.
So that's the void in my thing. And I don't think I've ever had an actor that complimented me as well as he does, in terms of our shared experiences coming from the same time and place. You know what I mean? Like, we were children of the revolution. So we had kind of an attitude like, okay, there's some different things that we can do with film. Hey, man, Cube is like my brother. I'm so happy we came into this business together, and we're like rising. We still talk and hang and stuff, and he's building an empire. He's built an empire, and I think that what's beautiful about the stuff that we do is our success begots a whole lot of other people's success and allows them to do all the things. You see what I'm saying? You know, if Cube hadn't done Friday, you know, you wouldn't have Straight Outta Compton.
Good point.
You know,
Yeah. Is that? I know you were very outspoken about on this Tupac movie that's coming out through Morgan Creek. Is that part of the reason why it was, you know, so personal to you because of the relationship you have with Tupac?
Yeah, because you know I damn near died trying to work on that movie and do the script and everything and stuff and delineate all the people that wanted the movie to be their story in relationship to Pac. You know, I mean, everybody wanted this, you know, to do the Tupac and Me movie instead of the Tupac movie. And you know, I'm tired of really talking about it just to say, you know, really just real, but 'cause I ain't never gonna see the movie, whatever. But I just don't feel that they had true love for Pac. You know, they made a movie about a rapper, and Tupac was much more than a rapper. You know, and what I was trying to do with the story was show where that music came from. There, you know, and where it came from, the heart of where it came from. You know, him being a child of the revolution and the tragedy of where he ended up at the end of his life. Not necessarily just how he died, but the tragedy of what the last few years of his life were like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you didn't, you know, that's everybody sees the thug life stuff towards the very end of it, but that wasn't his original vision for himself. You know, he wanted to really inspire people, you know, and it's tragic that he had to transform from Tupac to Machiavelli. You know, I wonder if they're going to have that. I wonder if they understand why Pac had to become Machiavelli. Yeah. So I had that. And, you know. So.
Well, but the glory is you could.
And my movie was, you know, because we're from the same time.
Yeah.
What I had planned, people would celebrate, and a lot of people would have been pissed off too, because I was going personal.
Yeah.
Hard on a whole lot of folks in our generation, like, because we know the stories, the various stories, and then, you know, just, but, you know, we'll say one day maybe I'll make that film. There's other things I'm trying to do right now.
All right, man, I hope you do, man. John Singleton. Hey, man, before you go, man, this was the quickest half an hour ever.
For real,
Oh, my gosh. But DB over here, he's a movie, you know, junkie. You know what I mean? This guy right here, he loves your work, and he came up with a game, and it's called
Direct from John Singleton.
Oh, God.
He's a writer. He's a producer. And he's a...
By the way, that's Eazy-E, who we celebrate, you know, 22 years ago, he passed away just the other day. So,
just before he passed.
Yep, just before he passed.
Yeah.
So did you go to the hospital or just before?
No,
you
I didn't go
went
to the hospital. I hear him on the phone. He could barely talk. You know, he was like, his voice was raspy, but he didn't give up why he was talking so funny. He was talking about doing a video actually. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Man, that's John Singleton.
Hey, I got to do a game.
Yeah,
after
let's
the
go
story
ahead,
like
man.
that.
Hurry up real quick.
All right, so basically, because you've been there and you've directed some of these artists, we want to hear your experience with several of these people, okay?
Okay.
All right, first one. Well, you did Ice Cube. I don't know if you want to talk more about it. Higher Learning, Boyz in the Hood. What was it like working with him?
Fun. I mean, like Cube is an idea person. He's like, you know, I mean, what more can I say about O'Shea? I haven't said. Like, he's like my brother. He's funny.
He's funny.
It's funny. There was a time in which, remember when Cube was really like the hardest nigga around?
Yeah.
But only a few people knew how funny he was.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he got funny, and then everybody's like, he's so funny. It's like, he's always been funny.
It was the eyebrows, John, because the eyebrows
Used
always
to
made
be
him look
arched.
like,
Yeah.
it made him look like he was sinister.
Yeah. The thing that Cube taught me something really important, though, at the beginning of our careers. He taught me how to make that look like, you know, don't come over and fucking with me right now, right?
Ooh.
Give me my personal space.
What's the look?
Because I was friendly to everybody. I was like, hey, how you doing? Like, he's like, no, you got to give him that look like. Why you got to give him a look? Because sometimes you don't want to get fucked with. It was different being an artist.
Yeah.
And whatever. But then after a while, I had to learn that look like, okay, don't come fuck with me.
Yeah, you
Like,
got it
I
down
won't-
packed now, John.
All right.
You keep the look now, you know.
Don't come fucking over.
All
me.
right, go
All
ahead.
right, Mark Wahlberg and Four Brothers.
Oh, that was nice. Mark, Mark is hilarious. That movie, when we were doing the movie, Mark, me and Mark actually, it's funny because the reason that movie came about because we used to party at Centrafly and Cheetah and
Peanuts and all these
all these places around here in the city, and then they came around with the idea for the movie, and it was like, okay, fine, let's get a movie together and everything. But that movie, when we were making it up, it was Mark, Tyrese, Andre, and Garrett Hedlund, and all we would do was make up, because they were playing brothers, we'd make up the dialogue as we went along. And like whoever came up with the, because brothers, they always shit on each other back and forth. All that. Whoever came up with the flyest line would, they would, be cool, right? Mark came up with the baddest lines all the time. Like every line, he was just a zinger. You know what I mean?
He was
every
killing
line,
them.
killing them, man. I hope we get a chance to make a sequel to that movie too. He wants to. He wants to make 5 brothers.
5 brothers, the lost brother. All right, last one.
You work with him in Baby Boy, Too Fast, Too Furious, and 4 Brothers, Tyrese.
Tyrese, Crack Baby. I call him. That's my nickname for him, Crack Baby, because sometimes you don't have attention span of like a crack baby. I love him to death. That's my little brother for life, man. Like he's my little brother for life. I've known him since he was 16 years old. Yeah. And he's because he's from Watts,
Yeah.
So
See, I used to,
right?
Yeah, I used to go to his house in the apartment he lived in with his mother, and the door would always be open.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? In the middle of the day. That ain't a good sign when the door is just wide open.
Yeah, so he's great, man. I love working with him and everything and stuff. He pisses a lot of people off. I know, but he's always gonna be my brother.
That's what's up. John Singleton, man. Hey man, thank you for coming through the show, man. Continued success, brother.
All right, everybody watch Rebel tomorrow night on BET. Set your DVRs, 10 o'clock.
There it is.
The revolution will be televised.
Okay. Up next, we got the A&R Room with Rich Knight, Shade 45, and KP from thatpiff.com.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.